Hey, everyone, welcome back to Crazy Chronicles, where we tell some of the craziest and most outlandish stories on the internet. My fiancé stole my credit card and used it for gambling, so I'm evicting her from my life, and I am taking back everything. Last night, my fiancé left in the evening to give a friend's son a ride back to his home. She implied she'd be home before 9. She left at around 7:45. 10:15 rolled around, and she still wasn't home. I texted and she apologized, saying that her friend's son was actually in the next town over, maybe 30 minutes away, and she was coming home now. 11:45 rolled around, and she still hadn't come home. So I called her, but there was no answer. Texted her, but there was no response. I was getting very upset. 12:3 rolled around and still no response and no answer to my phone calls. I was extremely angry. 1:30 rolled around, and my anger had completely transformed into worrying. I am not answering my calls, and texts are not read. Around 1:45, I called the police. I have always heard that the first 24 hours of someone being missing are the most important, so I didn't want to delay. I asked them to let me know if there had been any traffic accidents involving her car, and the operator told me that they would put out the word and send some cops to check along the route she would travel. I called all the hospitals in the area to check if she had been checked in, and I waited outside watching the road for her car for 3 hours, partially because I didn't want the kids to hear me on the phone with hospitals, and secondly because I was sick with worrying. At 7 a.m., she came home. She apologized for being out and said she had no excuse. She was driving home and felt tired, as if she were falling asleep at the wheel, so she pulled over to the side of the road to sleep. When she did that, she found that her brand new phone had stopped working. She says she napped anyway because it was the responsible thing to do, and then came home at 7 a.m. to bring the kids to school and get to work on time. I immediately called the police and told them that she had come home safely, gave them the case number, and told them to stop searching, which they did. My fiancé brought the kids to school and left for work. I set out to start cleaning. Cleaning distresses me sometimes, and I got a call from a policeman asking where she worked. I told him and asked why, and I was informed that it was their policy to check on the person's wellness after a missing person was found. I asked them not to go by her work, but to give her a call instead. He said he couldn't promise. My fiancé is relatively new to her job. A police officer showed up and asked to speak with her. She is now enraged at me for calling the police and sending a cop to her work and making her look bad. She is saying I overreacted, that she wasn't missing, and that I was punishing her for doing the responsible thing and not driving while drowsy. She is saying that she is never going to leave the house again except for work because she is afraid I'm going to call the cops on her again. So did I overreact? Should I have waited 2 days like she suggested? Update. My fiancé and I have been fighting solidly since before I posted my last threat. It's been exhausting. I called her out on her obvious lie, and she fumed at how awful I was for calling her a liar. From then on, it was as if she was falling down a smooth well, desperately clawing and grabbing at anything she could to blame me for as she went deeper and deeper. I'm not a perfect man, but in this particular situation, I was an angel, so she had nothing to grab onto. I did a lot of soul searching and made a call that most of you will hate. I decided to bury the hatchet. I love her very, very dearly. I had no proof of a lie, and I wasn't too concerned about what she was really up to anyway. Our relationship is open. So even if she fucked around, I didn't care much. She still fought with me though. The fight continued to the point where she broke up with me, but not really. A common tactic she had used before. I called her about it and she still fought with me. I asked for space for a night so I could sleep off the exhaustion, but she got upset and told me I neglectful and selfish for not going to her and making up in person. I am stupid. I am aware of it. Even through all of this, I was able to believe that what she said in emotion wasn't her talking. Today, I was having lunch. Money has been tight lately for some reason, so I flipped through my wallet to find my credit card, which was missing. Well, you see where this goes. She had stolen it. She cited our desire to join lives together and merge finances. And when I lent her my wallet once, she took it so she wouldn't have to bother me by asking again. This credit card is mine, under my name, and for emergencies only. She has been using it for the last month and a half. While she has been decent enough to pay back some of it, There was still $1,500 balance on it that hasn't been paid. She says that it's here just as much as mine and resents me calling her a thief. A lot of the uses were spent at ATMs for cash withdrawals and some interesting ones at the casino. Those of you who guessed gambling were probably right on the money. At that point, I admit I lost it. I am a very calm person, but there was only so much denial of reality that I could take. It's still blurry, but I said a lot of horrible things to her, and I'm in the process of evicting her from my life. I am canceling everything that is in my name that she is a part of, including the new phone/line, canceling her car insurance, and reclaiming the car that I gave her, and she is trashed.